here we go. He finally showed up. It is the end of May. May 30th, I believe. May 30th, yes. Here we go. The controversy, the debate, the anger, the rage, the hurt, the confusion, the tears, the loss of hope, the nightmare of what is Maximum Hulk. And I will apologize for my ring light, because if I turn it off, it looks like that. Now, technically, without the bright light, when I opened him, from BigBadToyStore.com, and I get nothing from them. I'm just saying that's where I got it from. It didn't look that bad, right? When you turn the light on, all the color gets washed out, and this giant ring is reflecting off of that. So maybe just for review's sake, packaging is nice. I like the Maximum little Hulk. That's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Like the Maximum is what's important, but in this series, with this guy, he's not Maximum for the reasons of reuse. The faces are a whole different story. That's personal taste. The rocket not being painted and only a rocket, that's not Maximum. The fact that he does come with the thunderclap, as we all know, you'll see. That's close to Maximum. That's more like deluxe. He didn't come with like half a car or a whole display stand, and he didn't come with more than, well, we'll see. We'll talk about it. Packaging is nice. That's one head. That's the Ed McGuinness head, right? I'll go through it with you. This is the El Keown head, and the funny part is they did cut it off here to get all the information at the bottom. They cut off the artwork a little bit, but not too much. I do love the comic book artwork behind it. I like the fact he's cutting off Maximum. I do. And this is the Mike Deodato Jr. head. Mike Deodato Jr. And in this shot, it actually looks okay. What I believe is that these heads were designed for different bodies, and halfway through, or maybe a third of the way through, this is me speculating, they realized it was going to be way too expensive. And they didn't want to go too far with certain things, because I've been in business meetings and stuff, and I work in advertising. I'm an illustrator, as I always tell you guys, my gems. And saving money and making money are the two. That's the spectrum right there. I agree with Rocco the Great that I would give up all this packaging, give it to me in a piece of plastic, like bubble wrap, like something like this. Give it to me in that, secure, and all the accoutrements, all the accessories in another little plastic bag, and take $15 off. Because just to do this packaging alone, the cardboard is really nice, the plastic is really nice. That alone is costing them money. The advertising, right? All of this. Excuse me, I almost knocked it over. It does look good, but it's not necessary. Even like the way they did that, like the way he's glossy, and that this matte, and this he's like not embossed, but you can see like, see how he's shining, right? Like I probably won't throw the box away, but I really don't need the box. Marketing, Maximum. It's kind of funny. There's so much controversy over him. Okay. Maximum blade. Just kidding. Gently cut it. Gently, super gently, because I may be sending this guy back. All the reviews I've seen, I'm really not impressed. But he does, for the record, look differently on camera than he does in real life. In real life, he's not that bad, I want to say. And that's not something you should say when you purchase a $60 anything for $60. You should never say. I don't care if it's a toy or a meal. You should never say it's not that bad. First things first. I'm gonna turn the light off for 1 second, and this is gonna be a little bit longer review because this is important, right? Even from back here, right? Our eyes, as mammals, we're designed to stay away from danger, so we're attracted to dark. We see dark first. In art, I worked on comic books for a while. I've done children's books here and there. And all design work, our eyes drawn to dark. That's why they frame this in black. Why frames mostly black or brown? Because our eyes go to dark. Why? Because to survive, our mammalian ancestors are supposed to stay away from cliffs, holes, like deep holes in caverns, caves. Even the mouths of some animals can be big dark holes. So when we see dark colors or dark shapes, our eyes go to them immediately. And that's why this gap is incredibly distracting, because when I opened it, my eye literally went here, and it did go up for a second, but it went right here first. It went up, and then I went, oh, up, oh, oh. All of this stuff is like lightly colored. Say what you want about the heads, and I will, but that gap is very distracting. Now, if I turn him down, it's not so bad, but that is a major fail. Even if he was on a shelf, if he was on a shelf in Target or anywhere, the first thing I would say is, what's with that? I don't get it. What's with that giant gap? Okay? Okay, and it's everything else, well, we'll see when we get him out. He's a little less aggravating in person. Like, you almost want to take him out and handle him and use him. But I've seen so many reviews. I'm definitely not, I'm not unbiased because of what I see, but once I hold him and touch him and love him, I shall share with you my true feelings. Sorry. You know I like to be silly. I like to break that tension. But yes, get rid of the packaging. Save us all $15. Easy. Don't pay any graphic designers. Right away. Okay. Be careful, because I might have to return him. So I'm going to be very careful. Right? To where, like, if I tape it back up, you'll never even notice. And here he comes. I should have some music playing. And I'm really going to take care of this box, because I really don't want to damage anything. Okay, first of all, he's pretty heavy. And he has 2 clamshells. This clamshell comes with the swipe, the wind swipe, and the hands, 2 fist thunderclap. This comes with the thunderclap effect, the boom, and this comes with the rocket that looks like, you know, nothing special. Their heads, Mike Deodato Jr. Let's see what it looks like with the light on. Dale Keown, the shadow is nice, and Ed McGuinness. Okay, now let's put the light on. Okay, not so bad, because it's not reflecting off of the packaging. Okay, so let's take him out. And a 1 and a 2. Here's the moment we all been waiting for. Well, maybe not. Well, first things first. Maximum aggravate getting that out. Okay, first thing in hand, complete honesty. He feels, yeah, like every other Marvel Legends Hulk that has ever been. Let's take a look at him up close. Oops, sorry. His face looks good. He looks more washed out on video, and I have this iPhone is brand new. It's a 16 Pro, but I don't know if there's any way to like not, because his face has a little more texture to it, and the differences in color are a little bit less in person, but there is some shading up here, some yellow, some shading up here, yellow. That chest looks good, but yeah, when you touch it, it's a little upsetting, because it's like, I don't know. And this too, like the gap, I'm starting to get used to the gap already. And we'll go over the paint, even though is the same biceps, forearms, and hands as all the other Hulks. Same biceps, forearms, and hands. This is new, this is new, this obviously is new. And there they are, the toes are new. The feet are new. Some people like them because they're wider. I'll show you in a minute. But first things first, right off the bat, he feels like every other Hulk before him. And he feels like every other Hulk. Around the same weight. Maybe he's a little bit heavier. I'm not sure. But this is it's just very, you know, don't mind the gap. And as you hold him, you get a little more used to the gap. For some reason, and let me know in the comments if you want to comment, when a figure's in box, it's more upsetting the details than when you get him out. Because when you get him out, you can move him around. Like, the gap is there, but it's not as bad. Like, before I even move the articulation, like, this is how, you know, the gap, there should be no gap, right? You should not be distracted. Now, people are going to say, how does he move? He has the ball joint, right? Is it only because of the thunderclap? He's a bit bigger too, but that is the way it's supposed to look. And this guy was only what, $34, $40? I mean, right? Even the paint on him. Like, look at the sculpt on the face. Like, you know, it's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. And those toes do make it difficult for him to stand immediately. I mean, he stands, but you gotta be careful because the toes are already loose, right? So that might have been a faux pas. Let's take a look at the detail. The veins, they could have, for $60, they could have done a little bit more dry brushing on the veins. The gap, man, jeez Louise, I want to hide quarters up there. I'm gonna put something up there like money or something. Oh, I can hide money up there. Same arms, the shoulders. Yeah, the paint. I wonder why they made it purple, right? Because if you tore pants, the inside of pants is not purple. It's technically cotton is white. Maybe they're not cotton, right? And this is something people I've seen paint, a little bit of paint, no paint, and no paint. That one, I almost demand, I might write an email, I demand Hasbro explain that. For $60? Really? So next time you go out, I'm gonna find somebody from Hasbro, they go out for a meal, I'm gonna take away, I'm only gonna give them knives, butter knives, no forks, no spoons, and see if they can enjoy their meal. The detail on the face, on this face, looks pretty good. In person, it's better. It looks better in person. This is a Dale Keown head, so it doesn't bother me like it bothers a lot of people. But the lack of eyes, I saw somebody, who was it? It was Dad's Private, one of the reviewer painted eyes on it, and he looks better with the eyes. But that's how Dale Keown draws them. Do the articulation. Arms go up that high, and already the plastic is already pushing in. Okay. The bicep moves individually. That I'm not sure I like. But we'll do the whole thing. Yeah, the bicep is moving by itself. All right, and there we go, forearm. Single jointed elbows. How they did this, they did this with a $60 figure, I'll never know. The hands. I mean, look at that. $60? There's no excuse for this. They should just apologize and say sorry. All right, this too, the bicep is moving independently. Why? Right? I mean, he's smooth, he's moving smooth, but that elbow, man, it's just rough. You know, if they failed in the sense of calling it maximum. And don't tell me you're absolutely, I'm going to say this, and even though I'm not an influencer, I don't have a lot of followers. If you say, well, you know, you put value on things. No. If you bought a Lamborghini, if you paid for a Lamborghini and someone drove up with a Honda or a Saab or a Volvo, which are good cars, and you're like, oh, that's not what I ordered. That's not what I ordered. No, it is. It is. You know, Jedi mind trick. It is. It's a Lamborghini. It's Lamborghini. After a while, when you sat in it, you would believe it's a Lamborghini because that's all they're giving you. And that's exactly what Hasbro's done. They do a lot of great things. This Hulk, you know, swing and a miss. Okay, check out his legs. The pin, double jointed legs. They don't go that far. Pinned. I'm not rushing this review. This is a big deal because like there's only 800,000 other reviews, but I don't get the purple. I want to sit on these meetings. You know, he's feeling like a real Hulk, except for this. It's just upsetting because he feels solid. You know, you get used to it. Very loose. His legs are very loose. He actually feels like a bootleg. The head goes that much. I still don't understand why they don't do that. Why they don't give you the extra space. A little bit more of a neck. Dale Keown always drew him with a neck. So don't give me that nonsense. The back is harder rubber. I saw somebody on Reddit, theirs already started. Theirs was sharp under here, and they already start cutting the rubber. We know that's going to happen, so just accept it. If you buy it, accept it. I guess it was so hard to get them out of the plastic, and the plastic is like a little damaged. Yeah, the articulation's okay, but let's see this. All right, all that rubber, right, for that, like, what the F, all right? And like, in a weird way, he's like a marker in time. Like, you know, this is the Hulk, the maximum Hulk. I can't believe, they should be embarrassed. They should write letters of apologies to everybody. Because he looks okay, he's not maximum. Let's check out the head by Dale Keown. Hello. Ed McGuinness. So they say. And that's odd, too, that they left it red. They didn't cover it with green. It's just weird. See, I can't even get the head on. It's always the head is always the problem. Is it on? Okay. Maybe if you like you see, like his head doesn't even go up. Like if his head was going up, let's take a look at this face. I mean, you know, I could see Ed McGuinness, but this is not Ed McGuinness' body. Ed McGuinness would draw this so large. Look at his work. I'm an illustrator. I know. I just from experience, this is the wrong head for this body, and it does in person. It looks okay. But this should be like, this is exaggerated. This should be exaggerated. This should be about that wide. His shoulders should come out to there. He should have giant shoulders. And Ed McGuinness, his shoulders go right into the triceps, right into the elbow. It's like one giant shape. I'll try to find some of his work and put it up here. And I'll have the Hulk look at it. And the teeth are just, they look cool, but the tongue looks cartoony. They definitely look Capcom-ish, right? This head's not that bad, right? At least he's angry. But the weird part is that they were trying to give us 3 different Hulks, but these 3 different heads are for 3 different bodies, and that's where they swing and a miss, right? The hair is nice. There's some like green feathering on there, green whatever, right? But I'm not sure if that fits. And the effing gap, I want to curse. This effing gap is just disgusting, right? I would have to pose mine on my shelf like that, so I don't see it. I just don't get it. Okay. Ed McGuinness, turn 2. Oh my God. And people have talked about this. Like, look at that. Look how they don't give you any space. I've seen some people take a Dremel, whatever it is, and burn that out, which is possible. That way it goes back more. I'm too afraid with a $60 figure. I'm not that handy. Where is Michael Deodato Jr.? With Michael Deodato Sr.? It doesn't snap. I like it when it snaps on. This is a really angry head. This is like the Beatles, like down, 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 down. And I pay too much money for this ridiculous toy. And I want a refund. I am an angry boy. I had an angry boy. So all right. I think I was gonna keep on singing, huh? I'm pretty good with improv. This is not bad in person, right? But again, Mike Deodato draws very exaggerated. These proportions are very realistic. Sorry about my fingers. I smashed them. Long story. In a window. I almost ended my career about a month ago. Right? It's not a terrible head, but it's not for this body. It's not for this body. It would be like taking Danny DeVito's head and putting it on Arnold's body. Or taking, what's her name? Heidi Klum's head and putting it on Rachel Dratch's body. Or I don't know. Taking a basset hound and putting its head on a pit bull or on a big dog, right? It's not a bad head by itself, right? If it had the right body, his hands would have to be oversized. His feet are. These feet technically fit, right? And if you pose him like he's angry, it's not terrible, right? But it's just, I'm not sure he fits, right? That's the problem. This is what people are used to. They're not used to this. You did it too quick. Let's say if you could switch out arms, like you have Michael Deodato arms and torso with Dale Keown, because Dale Keown draws a big, I'll show you with art. I'll post some art here. He's very smooth and silky. Keown's art is silky but strong and powerful. McGuinness's art is tight, bulky, and sharp. And Deodato is stylized, energetic, like somewhat not cartoony. It's like having 3 different meals. If you took a pizza, put escargot on it, snails, and served it, on a bun next to eggs. Like, it's 3 different things. You can't do that. They were trying too much. Maybe they flew too high to the sun. I'm not sure. I don't hate this head. I don't. But on this body, it just doesn't fit. And this squishy shit is driving me nuts. Yeah, I cursed. Sorry. Hey, what's up? Here we go. Here are the thunderclap hands. Let's just do this. I've seen them do it. They said it's doable. Where's the other head? Keep the heads out of here. Ready? And I'm using his head because his head makes the most sense proportionately on this body, right? So arms out, thunderclap, right? Arms stretched. This is how you do it, step by step, with James, right? You're gonna crisscross first, and then crisscross, slide them down, right? And then you can press them together, force it a little.